Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Friday, November 4th, 2022. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. Hey, I just got word from Jared Littman over at KMB True Value Hardware, and the total raised for local schools during this year's Cash for Schools program was $30,417. Awesome. They're going to be doling out the checks a little bit later this month, and I'll make sure I let you know when that is. But as I look at the calendar, I do see that it's Friday, and we need to kick off the weekend. So let's get into it, shall we? A 14-year-old from Baltimore was charged with armed carjacking yesterday. Let that sink in for a little bit. At about 4:30 a.m., a man was getting into his car at his home in the 2400 block of Autumn Harvest Court in Odenton when he was approached by two black males asking for money. He went to retrieve some money, and one of them pulled a gun and demanded all of it. Then they got in his car and fled. Police did spot the vehicle a short distance away, and it started to flee, but came to a stop when the driver bailed out, who was quickly apprehended. Police positively identified that driver as the 14-year-old boy from Baltimore. They did not see a second person in the car, and he is still at large. Anyone that might have any information, please call 410-222-4700. And I want to follow up on that assault at the polls in Annapolis. I did receive a redacted police report yesterday morning, and the narrative is pretty close to what the victim told me. Now, the victim in this case is well known to the police, and he is a First Amendment guy that has the Annapolis Audit YouTube channel. Basically, he was recording outside of the polls, and some of the footage was from outside, but it did get some of the inside. That's a little bit of a gray area. The election judge got upset and didn't like being recorded, and then a county employee that works for the Board of Elections came out and started to argue as well, and ultimately that employee grabbed his camera and swung the victim into a wall, injuring him to the point of getting 3 staples in his head. We do have a video clip of it, and I do say it's a clip because the full-length video is pretty violent and it's got pretty strong language. But we do have the video clip of the moment when the physical altercation began, and if you're interested in the full video, you want to look at Annapolis Audit on YouTube. I understand he has filed charges against the county employee. When contacted, the county said that they would not be making any comments on this situation. And to be honest, I can see where the guy is a pain in the ass and makes people uncomfortable. But in this case, I'm not sure he did anything wrong. Take a look at eyeonannapolis.net and see, and let me know what you think. Hey, if you're looking to go to Dallas on the cheap, and hopefully it's not to see the Cowboys, Frontier Airlines is starting a new nonstop flight from BWI to Dallas-Fort Worth that will operate 4 days a week. The start date will be May 21st, and we don't have any word on pricing yet, but usually Frontier is very affordable. This last story is interesting. Last week, a fire broke out on the 14th floor of a high-rise in Silver Spring, sending a man to the hospital. The cause? An e-scooter. Apparently, fire officials are seeing malfunctions in the batteries, which will catch fire or explode. They burn hotter, they produce toxic gases. As a result, the Montgomery County Fire Department is recommending not charging e-bikes or e-scooters inside if possible, and if outside, not near a doorway, which would block your exit. Other tips include using only approved batteries, using only the supplied charger, and removing the charger when the vehicle is charged. They say that if your e-bike or scooter has a strange odor or has possibly changed color or will not keep a charge, it shouldn't be used. Now, I know the birds are maintained by the company here in Annapolis, but I do see an awful lot of non-bird e-things tooling around town. Just some food for thought. All right, it is Friday, so let's look at the weekend. Today and tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., it is the Saints Constantine and Helen Fall Greek Festival. Now, don't get your hopes up. It is not the festival of old. I hear that is not coming back ever. But it is the To-Go Festival, and it has the same great, amazing food. 11 to 7 today and 11 to 7 tomorrow. Opa. Tomorrow morning from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., you can haul your pumpkins and jack-o'-lanterns over to Maryland Hall for disposal by Annapolis Compost, who will resurrect them for some great soil additives at some later date. But to add a little fun, they have a smash zone. So if you need to take out some frustrations, Maryland Hall tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And of course, tomorrow is also the annual Slaughter Across the Water, or the MRE's Tug-O-War. The first tug is at the crack of noon or thereabouts and should last about 90 minutes. You can view it from 2nd Street in Eastport or City Dock on the Annapolis side. And if you want to tug, come on down. We're taking some walk-ups on the Annapolis side, and then we'll go party over in Eastport after it's all done. If you do plan to tug, get there at about 10:30 or 11 and consider your footwear. Sneakers or hiking shoes would be my suggestion. And finally, wrapping up the weekend, Sunday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., it is the holiday version. Yes, they are coming up sooner than you think, of the First Sunday Arts Festival. As always, it's that first block of West Street and down Calvert Street. Probably an outstanding time to get a jump on the holiday shopping and support your local artist all at the same time. And that's it for the news and events, but here are some podcast news for you. Tomorrow on the Local Business Spotlight, Peter Holland, a local attorney that specializes in identity theft. Next weekend, we're speaking with Unity Bands. And we did drop bonus pods with Joan Osborne a little bit earlier. Also that one about how I figure out how to vote for the candidates that I did vote for. And one coming up probably on Tuesday. I just spoke with the Maryland Health Exchange yesterday morning. That's Obamacare. And it is open enrollment right now. So we will have all the skinny on that for you early next week. Of course, we want to thank you for listening and putting up with us every single day. I do hope that we add some value to your world. And if we do, hey, leave a review somewhere. We also want to thank our sponsors for today's Daily News Brief, Solar Energy Services, Scout and Molly's, and the Kristi Neidhardt Team of Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster company. It's Friday and the weekend is here, so now it's just time to say have a great weekend, be nice to others, do something fun, and keep shopping local. Other than that, we're going to see you on Monday. Now hang tight. George Young from DCMDVA Weather is here with your locally forecast weather. All that in just a bit.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Friday, November 4th. First Friday in November 2022, and it will be a nice one across the Annapolis region with plenty of sunshine and temps in the upper 60s to lower 70s to be followed by a very nice weekend with sunshine and 70 to 77 degrees 4 p.m. highs on Saturday, along with slightly breezy winds out of the south. With more 70s on Sunday, though clouds are likely, and there's a small but valid chance of a scattered rain shower or two as we turn the clocks back at 2 a.m. Sunday morning to a return to standard time. From there, we'll see a return to sunny 70s expected Monday, to be followed by more sunshine Tuesday with highs in the mid to upper 60s, ahead of low to mid 60s Wednesday and Thursday with a chance of showers each day, before temps then cool even more into the 55 to 60 degree range next Friday through the weekend. So get out and about as much as possible today through Monday, as this could very likely be the last stretch of 3 or 4 days in a row where we see 70s for PM highs. Okay, that's it for today and this week. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day and weekend out there. Stay healthy and be safe, and be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter for regular updates each day, along with our website at dcmdvaweather.info, and definitely be sure to download our DCMDVA Weather app on all of your devices from either the Apple or Google App Stores. so you can always stay weather informed.
Another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt of the Kristi Neidhardt Team from Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster company.
Hi, I'm Kristi Neidhardt. Gearing up for the Bay Bridge Run Walk, I figured if I was going to walk, then why not do it for a cause? And why not bring along some friends, too? I reached out to Stacy Nicholson of C&R Insurance and Dale Watson of Alpha Engineering, and they said yes, but why stop there? So, we're putting out an official challenge to join forces with us.
So we'll walk for a cause Sunday, November 13th. All funds raised will support backpacks for kids, Christmas for children, and diapers for babies. These programs make a difference in the lives of people throughout our community.
We invite you to walk with us. Join Team Walk the Walk Foundation, and registration is free. Visit WTWF.org to register and learn more. Already registered? No problem. You can still join our Walk the Walk fundraising team.
What's that website again?
WTWF.org.
Together we can rock this walk. Who's in?
Ready for a new look for those end of summer parties? Come see us at Scout and Molly's. I'm Betsy Abraham. My mom and I own and operate this great little boutique at the Annapolis Town Center. After spending the last 2 years shopping online, come enjoy a fun, in-person shopping experience with a bonus, real customer service. We'd love to help you pick out the perfect outfit for back-to-school Annapolis boat shows and nights out with your friends. Scout and Molly's, Annapolis Town Center. Thanks for shopping local.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.